Well, there's a lot of media there watching as the president and I think beside him is his wife as they vote. They have been seated for a little while. Of course, we've just mentioned to you in the other inserts that a number of the opposition party members have also cast their vote. Of course, at the moment, within the SADC region, we know that Mozambique has also undergone fairly peaceful elections, although, of course, there have been some question marks about the fairness of the procedures that took place there. Our colleague has been covering the elections in Mozambique, and, of course, we're yet to get the comprehensive results on that. Earlier, of course, in the year, we had our very own elections here in South Africa, the national elections, and, of course, the ANC won comprehensively and with our President Cyril Ramaphosa at the helm. So there have been a lot of elections on the continent, and in Botswana, of course, they're undergoing their process. I'm not sure when we're likely to get results after the votes have been cast today, but no doubt by the weekend we can find out more. Of course, earlier we did hear that there had been some harassment claims in Botswana, in the Botswana elections, people complaining about the process there. It seems to be a very common argument or problem that comes up when in African elections. To your very extreme left-hand corner of the screen there, you can see the president of Botswana, who has, I think, cast his vote already. And next to him, I suspect, is his wife. It's strongly expected that the current party that he leads will win, but of course only time will tell. The First Lady is now about to cast her vote. The Election Commission workers are assisting her in that process, as we can see. Earlier, we did hear that the former president of Botswana, Ian Khama, he took a swipe at the current president. So, you know, there's a lot of ructions going on at the moment. The First Lady's name is Nell Masisi, and yep, there she is. She's just cast her vote just now. No doubt her husband, the president, is going to follow suit. Mokgweetsi Masisi. So there's a lot of media attention. They're taking pictures of her now as she talks to an electoral commission official there. We know that Botswana is an important neighbor of ours. They produce, in large part, diamonds. That's a very significant mineral resource for them that they sell to the outside world. Okay, now that she's voted, we're waiting to see her husband, the president, Mokgweetsi Masisi, also vote, but he still remains seated. As I mentioned, he and the former president, Ian Khama, they're not the best of friends. They have slung mud at each other in public with Ian Khama, basically saying that Masisi is a dictator. Of course, only time will tell as to whether the Botswana public actually believe the same. and we'll see what the results are in due course.
Let's go back. Let's go back. Into our last. Let's all, guys. Let's all. We can't move.
Masisi Mokgweetsi Eric, voters registration number 1169284. 1169284. ID number 5208-12708.
We understand that just under 1 million voters in Botswana registered to vote. Okay, there we see the president, Mr. Mokgweetsi Masisi, standing up to go through his process of voting, speaking to the Electoral Commission officials there who will assist him with his vote. Lots of media attention there. So there we have it. He's ticking his ballot paper. He has said, that is Mr. Mokgweetsi Masisi has said that unlike Mr. Ian Khama, he's prepared to accept the outcome of the elections and stay out of politics if he lost. He's got his ballot paper there clutched in his hand, I'm sure ready to cast it.
Sorry. You know what, let's do this. Let me put it in halfway and then the others move in, right?
He's saying stuff as he casts his vote.
Hey, make way for the others.
Okay, it's a big photo opportunity, clearly. He's taking his time.
Going. Go.
Wow, thank you.
This side. Sorry, give way.
As I've mentioned, Botswana is a very important neighboring country in the SADC region, very strong in the area of diamonds, but like other African countries, it wants to move away from being reliant on one or two resources, mineral resources, and now what it's doing, it's looking to diversify its economy into areas like tourism and even in the automotive sector. As we've mentioned, there's a Russia-Africa summit taking place where some 40 African leaders are in attendance, and that's about forging relations between Russia and Africa. And of course, Masisi decided not to go there, obviously, because there's an election taking place in his country, and there he is casting his vote. Next week, we understand that Botswana will be hosting a diamond conference, no doubt wanting to continue to attract more investors in that economy, specifically around that, and of course, with the benefits thereof, looking to diversify their economy, as I mentioned. It's going to be very interesting going forward to see what happens post the elections, given the bad blood between former President Ian Khama and, of course, the incumbent Mokgweetsi Masisi. And, of course, as he said before, as I mentioned before, he said that he's prepared to stay out of politics should he not win the election this time around.
If you are still here, just wait.
We're hoping that President Mokgweetsi Masisi is going to give a bit of a briefing, news briefing. We'll take that live if we can, but of course, if we can't take it live, we will relay that to you a bit later. In fact, it looks as though the first couple are heading out of the voting center. Yeah, they're now out of the voting center, headed to their vehicles. Supporters cheering them on. We understand that the former President Ian Khama did cast his vote earlier today. Still a lot of media attention on the first couple.
There's no child's play. What?
Okay, now the first couple have cast their votes. Nell Masisi, the First Lady, and the President, Mokgweetsi Masisi, and they're now out, I think, headed towards their vehicles, and so we are going to go for a break and give you some news thereafter.